All right, jump right into it. First setup. That axle over here is 33 pounds. It's the Iron Mind Apollon axle. So by putting a 45 on each side, we're going to be at 123. So let's do it. Nice. Between each set, I'm going to chalk up. For me, this is what chalking up looks like. Put the palm out, right? Spread it nice and flat. Get chalk in all the little sensitive grooves. We don't want any spot ignored. Here we go again. Perfect. And then as soon as we've done that, we usually clap it dry. So I don't want excess. So we put it on thick because we want chalk in all the right places, obviously. But the reason why I clap it, and I don't go nuts with it, but I do clap it. The reason why I do that is I don't want it to be to the point where I have so much on there I can't get a firm grasp. Like I don't want chalk between me. Yes, Icebox already here. I don't want chalk between me and my implement. But we're going to get after it. And I actually think we're going to do some interesting stuff with the inch dumbbell trainers tonight as well. So that being the case, I better get after it. First couple sets are just a warm-up. But every time we do the axle, you're going to see me. Hands out to the collars. Eric, how is it going, by the way? How did the casino treat you? I'm going to walk it in. This is so I get proper pacing on each hand. And then it's up. These earlier ones we're going to hold a little bit. We're still in warm-ups, but we're going to go like this. 1 rep. Let's do 5. Nice. Look up. Keep the back nice and flat, never rounded. Although the weight isn't so bad, we still want to practice good form. We'll do one more. Feeling okay. Yeah, it could be an okay night. We'll see how she goes. I would say that there's potential. There's potential for tonight to go well. Not totally off the tracks. Oh, well, my God, good sir. That's the real deal. Let's bump this up. Like we said, this is 123. There's nothing wrong with that. We ought to keep warming up. Our top set will be somewhere between 275 and 290. And I do that just by feel. When it comes to something like holds, that I feel like holds can be a little hit or miss. I don't like to say for sure I have to hit X, Y, and Z number. I mean, you could. I don't like to do that. And I'm not going to take a long time. We chalked it pretty good before the first set. Oh, do I have... So this is what we see. We chalked really well before the first set, but you can tell there's certain areas I'm going to have to re-chalk. It's been stolen from the fingertips and right in here. That means that's where the contact is. So let's re-hit those contact points. Because this is light and warm-ups, let's go right after it. I really want to try the wagon wheels, Eric. I mean, I want to try them a lot. Also, I ordered a lot of grip equipment. Today. So here we go. The axle's 33 pounds, right? We already said that. We've got this. This is 90. It's 123. A 25 on each side makes it 173. We'll just do another set of warm-up. Again, we're going to have to work near 300 for some holds today. This is how I find the middle of the bar. Fingers to the collar. Stretch out the hands. 1, 2. They land like this. Great. And I wrap my thumbs first. Always wrap the thumbs first. 1, 2. Nice. We're warming up the grip because we're going to trash our forearms later. But before we do that, we want to set some new numbers on our axle holds for time. Let's do one more. It feels pretty good. This doesn't feel that bad. Flat back like we said. Put it down. I think I'll just take this off, the 25s, which will bring it down to 230. Let's bring it down to 123. 123. We'll put the 45s on. With that, that'll bump us up to 213. Still a pretty good warm-up weight. Any weight above the 213. Here, these are the plates we're going to use. Nothing fancy. My brother dropped these off. They say max. I generally don't like handles that have this, where you can just grab. I like working my grip and grabbing them like this, but hey, those are the plates we have tonight, so let's use them. Oh, and here's the other thing. You guys probably already know this, and I want to make a video of it one time. Dad's Strength Gym. Yes, that guy knows his stuff. He pops on sometimes. Yeah, I think axle holds are very, an underutilized implement, event, exercise, but I've been implementing them pretty good. So I don't know if this is a direct carryover. It may not be. I've been doing a lot of these axle holds, and then I've been doing Olympic bar thumbless holds after. And what I noticed back in August when I had a grip contest, my best little bighorn was about 163. I retested it last week. It was 181, maybe a little room to spare. The only thing I've really been doing for my grip, I mean, I mess around with grippers, right? I've been hitting those, but there's really just these holds. Now, I've got an inch dumbbell trainer, the SSC, that I'm going to play with tonight as well. But yeah, I'm glad that other people do these. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know. It's just, I'm really glad other people do it, because sometimes you're like, hey, here's this idea for training. This could work well. But if you don't have other people kind of testing it, like some control group or some other smart person, in the scheme of things, you're like, oh, well, maybe it isn't. Maybe I'm the only person doing it and it's wrong. Hands at the collars. 1, bring it in 2. I swivel my hand around. I get my thumbs locked on first. The thumbs are the weakest part of this. Yeah, the thumb is stronger than any of the other fingers, but these 4 fingers together are going to be any thumb. So we go like this. We'll do a set of 3 for sure, maybe 4. Oh, that feels good. Which is interesting, so I'll show you the thermometer in this basement in a second. That one felt less good. It's the world we live in. So, as promised. So I've got double pants on. I've got triple shirts on. If I'm looking a bit poofy, that's probably why. Here's what we're looking at. What do we have there? What is that actually? 54 degrees. We don't have an awesome gym like Eric. Dad's Strength Gym, I think he's posted some stuff. He's got a sick gym as well. Aside from grippers, most grippers? Yes, exactly. Correct. Yeah, man. Okay. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I feel the same way. Here's what we're going to work up to. Once we're warmed up, we have one more set. We're going to do 2 sets of 3 reps. But the reps are maybe going to look a little different. We're going to get back there. We're going to pick it up. We're going to hold it. 1, 2, 3. I've got this time. I ordered a super awesome when it showed up broken. How do you like that? Then we'll put it down. We'll do 3 reps like that. 2 sets. I won't talk about the other ones yet. Let's focus on this. But knowing that I want my first set to be 275, and right there we've got 213, I want to get something right around that 250 mark. So we'll do this. 245 or so. Now we're at 233. Let's throw some 5s on. All these plates, so many of the plates I have here. This is not a commercial gym. Here's a random plate. It says 5 pounds. Hopefully it is. It's not calibrated. Here's a random plate. Same situation, boys and girls. So is this actually too light? Is this not what we wanted? We added 30 pounds. We're at 243. Yeah, we'll go just a little heavier than this. I love using my fractional plates. So I've got these bad boys. They come in at 1 1/4. Throw 2 of these on each side. We'll make that 5-pound jump. Well, there's one way to get better at programming holds, Eric. Just doing them. Just practicing. This will be the first set where I throw on the timer. I let it run. Yeah, well, you got to turn on first. I let this just run. And every time it's at a 5 or a 10, usually a 10, I use that as the beginning of the set. Just a nice clean number. So we'll just do a set of 2 with holds. And then the next one is where the rubber's going to meet the road. If people even say that anymore. Let's kind of a relaxed night. We're not trying to do anything too crazy. We want to get some reps and get some work in. It should be 248 then. Should be very manageable. Let's do 2 reps. Stretch the thumbs. We've got no slack in the palms. It's all accounted for. I'm going to go up on 40. 1, 2, 3. Down for 3. 1, 2, 3. God, I don't know. Do you just go to 280? The last time we did these, we did a set at 270. We did a set at 275. That felt pretty easy. So first we'll take off the change. And it's nice. All this walking around and talking and doing some lifting is warming me up a bit. So that's always fun. We talk on the channel how we don't generally go for home runs. We like to get the small incremental gains. So that being the case, let's do this then. We're at 253. We'll put on a 10 on each side. That'll get us to 273. You know what? We should double check our math. Because if we're not careful, and we almost went to 283. Which honestly, that might be the right way to go. Maybe I should be doing 283. We're not going to do that. So we were at 263, our first working set. Right now, axle's 33. So you had 90 on this side, 90 on that side, 180. You're at 213. We've got 50. You're at 263. And these 5s we put on are 273, which is almost the best we've ever done on this. Confession. I'm like the only guy I know. Use all rubber plates. That's one way to do it. No need to feel bad. Let's throw some more chalk on. Put out the palm. Nice. So this will be the first working set. It is important that we get 3 reps. And like we said before, we're going to come over here. We're going to pick it up, hold it 3 seconds. Then we're going to rest 3 seconds. Up 3 seconds. And we're going to do that for a set of 3. It's a 25-pound jump since the last set. Last set felt okay. This shouldn't be too bad. Yep. I always do this style of breathing. Helps me focus, helps me clear the head. So before I go, wrap the thumbs. I'm looking over here at my timer. When it's on the 5, I'm going to go. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. So we probably could have made a bigger jump. That's the way it goes. We're still going to get some good volume in tonight. Let's just walk past this wall. So that was 273. That felt pretty good. Good. So let's make the jump. I think we're safe. Let's just take out these 5s. This 5 has collateral damage from when I sprayed all my inch dumbbells. She picked up some of the blue. That's fine. That's not going to hurt anything. So we're putting a 10 on each side. We took the 5s off, putting on a 10. That'll mean we're making a 10-pound jump. Going to make one adjustment to the old camera. So I've got a buddy coming over tomorrow. He's a huge gripper guy. He's got a good grip, but like the only thing he cares about are grippers, which is fine. I mean, I cut my teeth on grippers, I suppose. Well, not I suppose. That's what happened. So what I want to make him do tomorrow, and he might be on the stream, I'm not sure. But what I want to make him do is just run a gauntlet. I'm going to set up about half my grippers out there in order from easiest to hardest. And he has 1 hour. He already knows this part. I told him we're doing grippers for an hour straight. He's doing grippers. I'm just going to watch. I'm not doing anything. Again, this is a gripper. It goes in your hand. You shut it. Still a little sore from the big workout the other day. That's fine, who cares? But we're going to set all these bad boys out shortly. And, essentially, tomorrow on the stream, he's going to have to go through. I don't think we'll let him make any jumps. He'll just have to cut his teeth, put one in, shut it. If he wants to, he can swap hands. He's close-ish. To a really hard, to my hardest 2.5. How do you not have any metal plates, by the way, Eric? You've got an insane amount of grip equipment and cool things in your gym, just no metal plates, huh? Shock. So on nights like this, where I'm just trying to hit volume and we're not worried about hitting the big numbers, cool numbers are cool. That's why we call them cool. I'm just not that worried about the rest and recovery. It's been almost 2 minutes. We'll just go right into this one. We have more sets to do. This is going to be our top set. So what you'll see, I'll do this top set, start setting those up. I'll do, 4 more sets after this. But then we're going to get into the inch dumbbells. Now this is a trainer. I've got an inch in the garage. It's freezing. I can't do it anyways. Dad Strength Gym, are you still on here? If you are, you can do the inch, right? Or are you just super close? I think you can. I've seen your training. Feels like maybe you're close. So we're going to go for 3. If I get this, I would actually be pretty pumped up because this would be a pretty good number for me. I've not necessarily hit this, especially in a cold basement, especially with, not long rest periods. Oh, yeah, we'll get it. Screw this weight. 3. Rest for 3. Rest for 3. Okay. Probably could have eked out 1 or 2 more reps. I liked how that felt. But again, like we say all the time, these days I make smaller jumps. I don't try to hit the home run. I just try to make my nice little jumps. John, I bet you can. Can you do it double overhand? Man, you still probably can do that. Hey, thanks, Hugh. Used to be super jacked. If I'm anything now, I'm mildly jacked. But no, I appreciate it. That's a lot of what we do down here. We're working on building some size here in the off season. So we did a whole bunch of push-ups yesterday, a whole bunch of curls, a whole bunch of everything. Rested. Oh, you rode a 160 at the Greenville Grab? Oh, so you're down by Zach. Oh, that's sweet, dude. Man, I didn't know that. Very cool. Yeah, rowing a what? Oh, well, yeah, I'll roll that dumbbell over. Give me 1 second. So in my notes for me, I don't just put got it or not got it. I try to let me know a note about how hard it was, how easy it was, different things like that. And that one, I will put not awful. And oddly enough, to me, I know exactly what not awful means. In my mind, when I read those notes and I see not awful, that's going to tell me exactly what it felt like. There are other people on here, I know for a fact, they've done enough training, they can make minor-ish notes like that, and then say, oh yeah, of course I know what that means. Because that actually felt good. So our next set, the next 2 sets, we're going to do 5 reps. It's going to be a lot harder. We'll have to drop the weight because you're going to pick it up, you're going to hold it for 5 seconds, you're going to rest for 4, right? Now we're building in that volume that we talked about. Man. So what state are you actually in then, if you don't mind my asking? So what should we go down to? It's going to be a big difference. We better start out with something we can crush. So 213. Slide this off. 213 with just the 45s. But we're putting 10s on. So we're back up to 233. And I kind of want to go just on this first set. Let me check one of the notes. This is interesting. Because that felt easy. But then the notes I have from the previous one, no, that's right. All right. We're going to go 255. Actually, it's 253 rather. Why is that? Because the axle weighs 35. And I think we'll go right into it. I'll just re-chalk and go. I don't really see a reason to take the long rest. Like I said, we're just trying to hit some volume work anyways. Here's how I like to chalk up for thick bar. The way I chalk up for thick bar is similar. It is not the same as what I do for grippers and some of the other things. Flat hand. Ideally, I would like to double it back. Open up all those nice little grooves. Paint it on there. Same thing this hand. Flash it wide open. Paint it on there. Small towns are the best. Denver, NC. Oh man, I haven't know Denver, NC. Sorry, dude, I didn't know that was a place. That's awesome though. Small towns are the best because in small towns, you always have some cool restaurants that have good nachos. And I do a lot of nacho eating. Let me set my timer here so I can see it better. We'll hit the first set right now. We have to do 5 sets. We're going to hold it at the top for 5 seconds. We're going to go down. We're going to pause in the bottom, right? We pause for 4. And then we come up. Do 5 sets like that. 2 sets like that. 5 reps. The tough part, I'm really happy with that last set, is to stay focused. When you have a great first couple sets, you want to stay mentally sharp. You don't want to blow that mental load. So here we go. Start on the 40. Nice. Rest for 4. 1. Hey, Eric, my brother and I are thinking about going to Home Gym Con. We were talking about today. He's pretty pumped about the idea. Here we go. Rep number 3. It's not horrible. The other thing I'm trying not to do is let the weight just rest on my quads. I don't want to make this easier than it should be. Does that make sense? So if you were to pick it up and purposely roll shoulders back, lead with the elbows, you could pinch it. You could add friction here, pressure. The whole reason why the axle is hard is because it's 2 inches thick. And when you pick it up, it wants to roll out of your hand. So if you go like this, kind of defeating the purpose. We don't want to do that. We actually want to get stronger. We've been doing a lot of work specifically to bring up the forearm strength, the wrist strength, and the thumb strength. So we do need to make a jump. That was 253. It was okay. A little harder than I would have liked. 253. Gets the okay. Let's go, although this might be pushing it, let's just go to the 263 right now. So put a 5 on each. That's a 10. That's a clean 10-pound jump. That's what we call that in the business. I'm going to take just a moment or two just to screw around over here. That way I can get that grip. A little bit more breathing time. Eric, are you for sure going to Home Gym Con? Do other people know what that is? Apparently it's this huge convention in Kentucky, Louisville, I think, where people get together and talk about or buy pieces for their own home gyms. But somehow they have a grip contest that pays like $2,500. They have a strongman contest. Unless I totally misunderstood the webpage, it pays like $3,000 in prize money. It's like, where was all this when I was actually good at stuff? I'm organizing these grippers. Buddy Mason is coming over tomorrow. I told him how many I have. I think he believes me, but we'll put out about half the collection. But he's going to have a go at these. For people that don't know what a hand gripper is, probably new here. That's fine. That's fine. You've got your spring. You've got your handles. And what makes them tricky is getting into your hand and touching the handles together. That's one thing we do to work our grip. But I'd say it's almost something we do more to test the grip maybe than to work it. Not sure if that makes sense to you. But yeah, hand grippers. All the rage coming near you. So we're going to get these set up a little bit. I just need another 90 seconds. I just want to rest and recover so my grip is a bit fresher. Because I would like to hit that last set. This next set, if I do this next set, here's a fun one. This is the single stamp number 1. First gripper I ever owned. That's a lie. I got the same time I got my single stamp trainer. So lay that out. Nice, 74. What I was going to say, what I started saying before I interrupted myself. was, oh, here's another fun one. This is the 1.5 COC, but Canon has it as a 78, which is the lightest one they've measured. So that's interesting. Try not to nerd out too much more. I have two grippers that are both 88s. This amazing red one, because it is, it's the GHP4. Now let's go do an axle hold. This one is easier. This one is much wider, and in your hand, when you go to squeeze it, it gets harder so much more quickly. Like the strength kicks in right away, and it really does. That I'm going to say this narrower one. This is the term I use. I've caught one of you two using it. Go right ahead. Spongy. Less spongy. So although both 88s, oh, what do I mean 88? That 88 means it was measured, and to touch this handle to that handle takes 88 pounds of pressure. Chalk up. Let's hit these, and we'll get you off that. Grippers are only fun when you're using them. Staring at a pile of grippers on a table is not that cool for that many people. So let's get you back in frame to something that matters. I'll say this. Some of you know that I'm hosting the North American Grip Championships June 13th, 14th next year. It's going to be sweet. Some of you said you're coming, so that's good. Thursday, 7:30 Central Time, we're testing out the blob medley. Blobs, well, you'll just have to tune in for that. But essentially, they're ends of some old dumbbells. And they're super hard to pick up because, one, they're wide, but they're the widest in the center, and they taper at the top. And we're going to have 4 of us. We're going to pick them up. We're going to try to load them. We're going to see what we can do. So if you're competing in that, if blobs are interesting to you, might be worth tuning in. We'll be at Torque Fitness in Woodbury. What I need to not do, I've gone through 2 cinder blocks. If these get set down if this plate, this axle with plates attached, sets down too hard, it'll just break the top of these. I'll put another hole in that wall, which will kind of piss me off. So I need to not do that. I just got to actually knock out the reps. Here we go. Got to get 5. We're going to do it on the 50. Yeah, that's harder. Noticeably. 5 seconds. Rest for 4. Rep number 2. Come on, 3. This is rep 3. Good. This is rep 4. I'm feeling it in the thumbs. I'll get this rep. Next one is anybody's guess. Okay, I got it. Barely. Well, I'm glad we didn't lose those because we need those blocks for another set. Jensen. It is a Paulins axle. Jensen, thanks for being on tonight. I know you hit it pretty good last night. We got into which series are our favorite to watch. So 263 gets a very hard because it was. And what did we use last time? Because we have one more high set before we start playing with inch dumbbell trainers. All right. I can do this. That's not so bad, that weight. So let me bump it down. The volume's going to go up quite a bit now. Now we're going to do 2 sets. We're going to have 8 reps on each set. We're going to hold it for 7 seconds at the top. When it's back on the blocks, the cinder blocks, we're only going to rest for 5 each. So we have 213 now. We're going to start out by putting a 5 on each. That's 223. 2.5. So we're going to be at 228. Now this may end up being way too light. If that's the case, we'll make the next set harder. Based on my notes, this might not be too hard. So we'll see how it goes, man. I just think it's fun training in the basement. I've got a whole bunch of stuff hidden in here. I have these pizza delivery bags. I don't deliver pizza, but I eat a lot of it every Sunday. Every Sunday I have 3 pizzas, 3 mediums, because Papa John's has that sick deal. And I hate eating cold pizza. I still like it. I just don't like it as much. Got that. I've got some, I'll just show you. That's why I like not being in a commercial gym. I like off script, as it were. Pizza bag number 1. Very fun. And it is. It's freaking sweet having these. There's my Halloween. Halloween's the best holiday. If you want details why, I can explain it later. I'm not going to do it right now. Yeah, my brothers and I will do Pizza Olympics. You get 5 pizzerias to participate. You go grab pizzas from them. You eat them all the same day, same moment. You just try to talk about which one's the coolest. It's really fun. Let's organize more of these for our special guest, Mason. Oh, so actually, I'm seeing Mason. I'm using him for physical therapy. Got some knee problems. I'm super annoyed. I used to do a lot of strongman, pro strongman, believe it or not. That is a thing. Now, I know that I was never one of the top guys in the heavyweights. I will say I definitely was in the lightweights. But tore the Achilles twice. That was fun. Have back problems. So I worked through a lot of the Achilles. I worked through a lot of the back. Now my knee hurts. So rather than do something stupid like I used to do, just work through it and blow out a patellar tendon, which essentially was the fear, I figured I would consult him. He's just a dude. Plus, he was actually a really good Olympic lifter. We're going to organize 1 or 2 more. Here, I'll roll this out. I'll show it to you before this next set. My inch dumbbell that we're going to use as a trainer. SSC, some of us know who Scott is. Scott. Zach is Dad Strength Gym, knows who he is. He's an awesome dude, and he makes a killer product. Got to get this 82 in here. That goes here. This goes here. Now we'll go do our set. This is the dumbbell I'm talking about. So if you guys know what an inch dumbbell is, it's a fully cast dumbbell. This one, maybe you can tell, maybe not, has a thick handle. In fact, that's about the thickness of a soda pop can, depends on where you're from in the country. Just under 2.5 inches. That one's only 110 pounds. And a lot of people might say, 110 pounds, that's no big deal. Oh, yes and no. Yes and no. It's hard to hold on to something like that. Why is it hard to? Because it's so thick. Because it's cast in one piece, when you pick it up, it just wants to fight and it just wants to roll out. So sorry to talk about the contest again, North American next year here in St. Paul, Minnesota, but one of the events that we have is we're going to have inch farmers walks. We're going to figure out those weights soon, but athletes will have to pick up a lighter set. Let's just pretend this is it. 110, they're going to go 30 feet, drop them. Then they're going to have to pick up the next one. Let's pretend this is it. The 150s, pick them up and drop them. But the last set is going to be the actual inch dumbbells at 172. We already have those. And somebody is going to walk those. Eric Hussein was at Get a Grip, as was Jed. And they were both able to. They were both able to get some walking in with it. It's super impressive. Chalk up and here we go. This is the stuff we do. We go live every night in the basement. Wife's sleeping. Kids are sleeping. If not, they're faking it. And Dad finally, although later than he'd like, gets to come down and try to build some strength, build some size. So we're doing our axial partial deadlifts. On this set, we have to do 8 reps. It's going to be super gross. This might be too heavy. Even though it's only 228 pounds, it might be too heavy because we're going to have to hold at the top for 7 seconds and then rest for 5. The problem I have, if I'm being totally serious, with all the different numbers flying in and out of my mouth, it's hard when you're doing it, even using a timer to keep track of, I don't know, how long have I been holding it? What number did I pick it up on? I'll start on the 10. Yeah, this is going to be hard. This is probably too heavy. We did too much volume already. 7 seconds. So I'll just say it out loud so don't forget. Go on the 23. 1 rep. Set it down at 30. 2 reps. Go on the 35. Dad Strength, do you have any advice on these? Or are these just hard? I think about sometimes when I'm trying to cup my wrist and like flex it back. Go on the 47. I believe that... How many reps is that? I think this is rep 7. Feels okay still, I guess. I shouldn't have panicked earlier. Go on to 13. Set it down on 20. Look, I'll be honest. I hope I didn't shortchange that. It would not be my intention. I think that was 8 reps. Lives, switch to replays on YouTube the next day. Sometimes the same night, sometimes the next day. And to be honest, I'll have to go back and watch. I can't say with confidence that was hard. It wasn't very hard. That was hard, though. I honestly can't say how many reps that was. My apologies. So, you know what? That's actually going to make this inch dumbbell trainer very difficult. Who's the old-time strongman known for sledgehammer levers? Hey, can someone... Good for grabbing... Yeah, he's right about that. Jiu-jitsu right there. Somebody help us out. Is that Slim Farman? Slim the Hammerman's Farman or something like that? Is that who you mean? Or was there somebody way back in the day who did way more than Slim? Because now you're asking the right questions. And I'm not annoyed, but I'm annoyed I can't think of who that is. You know who would know? He's not on here tonight. Maybe he'll pop on yet. If Beacon hops on here, you see the icon Beacon? Let's ask that question. Why? Because he's going to have an answer for us. So, I'm going to set my number 2s out now. The number 2s that I have range between 95 up to 113. Nothing special with this one. Very average strength, but you can see. It's the Captain of Crush, number 2. I actually like this one. Like the way it feels. It's a nice wide one. Wide grippers suck for closing, but if you can get used to them, it's kind of nice because when you go to the narrower ones, you can push them around, boss them around a little bit. I know I've got the 102. My buddy Charlie just got it back to me. I had lent it to him. He was in Paris. That's okay. I'll find it later. It must be in the other room. We'll organize. Oh, here she is. Look what the cat dragged in. Our 102. I totally nerded out with this gripper and some of mine. Until I lent it to my buddy, I always tracked how many reps were closed on this gripper because I thought it was fun. It's not even that much fun, but to me it seemed awesome. We're going to rest another minute or so. I have to jam this 86. There's too many grippers. They're getting a little out of line. If you're asking what we're doing, well, your head's in the right place. What are we doing? Then this 85 needs to go here. We're organizing our gripper by difficulty because I've got a buddy coming over tomorrow, Mason the PT. He has a very good grip, by the way. He's pretty good at Olympic lifting too, or at least he used to be. And I don't think he's ready for the grip gauntlet we're setting up. So, for example, let me hold up one of these grippers. Here's a pretty one. Don't we all like pretty things? This is a GHP. Should be the 5. Yeah, good, it's the 5. This one happens to be a first generation, and it happens to be a limited edition red. It's just a gripper, so squeeze it. I talk about strength. I talk about numbers. You guys see that? Clearly you can see it. That says 111. That means that Cannon Power Works, Matt Cannon and his wife, awesome people. They have a small company here in Minnesota. You can buy grippers from them and they'll rate them, or they have rate and return. You package them up, you send them, they're going to throw them in their machine, and the machine will slowly, I don't want to fatigue my grip, but slowly bring those handles together until they touch. And once they touch, they're going to get a tag. This one means it took in their machine, it took 111 pounds of pressure in order to shut this. That's a fair amount. This isn't a great analogy, but think about bench pressing the bar with 35s on each side and knocking out reps. It's like asking all these small hand muscles, ligaments, the joints, the tendons to do that. And the thing that somewhat annoys me, even though it shouldn't, but I'm lame, let's say you can shut this one. We said it's 111, right? Okay, that's good. You can see with 111 pounds. Your buddy will pass you and say, hey, can you shut this one? That one might have been a max attempt. I'm like, well, what's that one? Oh, 116, 117. It's like, that's a 5-pound jump. It's like, so 5's nothing. If you hit a max bench, we're using big pecs, big shoulders, front delts. You're using the triceps, stabilize with the wrist. If you hit like a max, and then your buddy says, hey, can you just do 5 more for no good reason? You're going to say, absolutely not. Of course I can't. So then we're going to ask our little hands, our petite hands, we're going to say, hey, make a 5 pound. 5 pound jumps are big, everybody. I mean, we probably knew that already, but we might be breaking the concrete blocks. I'm going to go for this last set. I'm not bumping up the weight. That last one is hard. The cinder blocks, if I set it down with too much force, they break. I really don't want them to break. I need them to do more stuff in life. But I also can't hold back. I still have to get after it. So, yeah, glad that was slim. Yeah, exactly. I use the word bench press or bench on this channel too much. If I say it again this workout, somebody reprimand me, please. So here's what we're going to do. This is our last set of axle holds. Why are we pulling it from this height? Well, besides back issues, if we're being totally honest, we're just trying to get the weight up, cleared of anything, so that we can hold it and squeeze. I'm trying really, really hard. It's going well. I don't know if it's going well enough to develop. Fine, I'll show you on camera. My forearms, my wrist strength, but this. Do you see what this is? I call it the thumb bicep. I don't know if it looks like a bicep. This muscle is what contracts and moves your thumb around. That's the power of the hand. This one thumb, this one finger, gets all this attention, and yet it still goes out on most of the lifts. So I've been working hard to try to improve that strength. I'm going to keep working hard. I need to find an upcoming grip contest so I can test it against other people. But what we're going to do on this, we're going to pick it up 8 times. Once we pick it up, we have to hold it for 7 seconds. We'll set it down for 5. We have to do that 8 times. I will try not to lose count, even though I may have last time. I don't think I did, I may have. But this is going to be max effort, and if I set it down to where it slips, it will shatter that block. That better not happen. Oh! Okay, let's go, boys and girls. Set it down at 27. I'm looking at my timer. Pick it up on 32. 1. Set it down on 39. 2. Pick it up on 44. Come on. Set it down on 51. 3. Pick it up on 56. Set it down on 30. 4. On 9. Nope. Oh well, going on 9. Now I picked that up way too fast. I put way too much slack in my hand. So let's set it down on 6. I'm going to re-grip. That's tough. I'd prefer not to, but it slipped. I have to. Set down on 29. Nice. Let's go. Pick it up on 34. Set it down on 41. It's getting effing hard. We'll go for one more rep. Pick it up on 46. Come on. I'm going to cock my wrist and squeeze those thumbs. This is me showing how much I made it by. So I made it by basically 0. That was super hard. Could not have held fractionally longer. That would have fallen and smushed it. Hey, thanks. I'm really trying. So here's the whole, well, let me make the note. 228. Extremely difficult. Why YouTube? I used to spend all the time in the gym and I loved it. Then I got married, I spent a little less. Then we had our first kid, spent less. Now we've got one, he's not even 2 months old. You know, poop, pee, cry, bottle, rock, hold. Wakes up in the middle of the night. So, I don't want to be a total jerk, go to the gym for 2 hours, even though it'd be pretty sweet. So I started doing stuff in the basement, just sucks. Back when I competed professionally, I was headset on. I didn't care if everybody or nobody was there, I didn't talk to anybody. But now, I still want to be strong, but it is nice to see people, you know, it's a little bit more recreational. And I found I was lacking. I was watching YouTube videos and just thought, you know, I could probably have a channel. I'm not saying it's like, clearly it's not the most popular. I'm I'm just a random guy, St. Paul, Minnesota. Hey, where are people from, by the way? I always ask that. I haven't even asked yet. St. Paul, Minnesota. This weekend, this is true. Look it up. Friday and Saturday. Is it Friday night or Saturday night? The temperature, like northern Minnesota, is going to be negative 41, I think they said. With wind chill, it's going to be gross. But it's just nice to have like Jensen in the chat, Dad's in the chat, Eric's in the chat, some other folks. You know, some of that camaraderie. Otherwise, it would just be the echoes of this room, or some bad music, or some SE rerun on Netflix. So, I need to rest this grip. I'm getting a little... Yes, Gabs, I honestly didn't know that. Do you know hang on a second, NC. So we've got 2 people. There's another guy here from North Carolina. That's sweet. I actually want to go to North Carolina more than I want to go to South Carolina. God dang it. That's really cool. That's so sweet. You're from Carolinas. 2 of you are from North Carolina. It doesn't even make sense how that happened. Why don't I? No. I'm going to say something. Getting too amped. Let's organize a couple more of these, and we're going to start messing with our inch dumbbell trainer. I will say, it's probably hard to see. We got a nice pump going, little bulge. We've got, no, not that. We've got some veins, the thumbs. So here's the interesting thing. I should have done this before. It's actually pretty firm now. Before I hit the workout, you could, well, yeah, actually, this one's even better. Why is this one better? They're pushing a little bit. It wasn't like soft, but now they're the real deal, and we like it. Let's organize more of these bad boys, because we've got our good buddy Mason coming over, and we're gonna make. It's not like I'm gonna, I'm not gonna be a dick, but I'm gonna make him do this. I'm gonna say that's the easiest one. Well, it's not. It's one of the easiest ones, and he'll at least have to go every other hand. We're gonna do it live, so people may or may not find that interesting. But he's got a good crushing grip. The one thing he never does, he'll be doing it tomorrow, and he told me, he's like, hey, I'll play with some of these other grip toys that you are always talking about. And I am always talking about. Here's a problem I have with my grip collection. This is a number 2. This number 2 comes in at 102. I've got this gripper. This is a number 2. This one comes in, see, it's a 2. This one comes in at 98. That's a 4-pound difference. If anybody is anybody selling a number 2 that is rated somewhere between 99 or 101, tell me. I would love to buy it from you. I don't like having gaps in my collection. What you'll see, well, I don't know if we'll set them out, but if I go set out my number 3s, there's not a lot of gaps. We have a there's a couple, but other than that, we run a tight ship. I'm going to hop in 104. You go over here. I've got a 105. You know what else I like? Here's the other thing I like about Canon PowerWorks. So not only do they rate your grippers for an extremely reasonable price, they give you these awesome, somewhat reflective, neon iridescent tags. And I just love it. There, I said it. Yeah, they're super sweet. So 104, 105. Oh, I know what I could say. I'll beat the subject to death because I never get sick of talking about grip contests. The North Americans next year, here in Minnesota, we picked up our premier sponsor. We have a sponsor who paid a very generous, a very cash sponsorship to us, which is going to allow us to do some really interesting things for everybody. Grant Thompson of Keller Williams. He's a real estate agent, and he goes by, he might very well be right, Minnesota's strongest realtor. So we appreciate the hell out of him doing that. It was, without getting too specific, extremely generous. So we're going to plaster his name on the front of the shirts. We're going to come up, hey, thanks for the like. That's super sweet. Grant, is that you? Are you liking the comment that you're sponsoring us, bud? We're going to plaster it. We're going to come up with a super cool image of him. Well, his name at least. He's got a crazy grip. So the next thing I'm going to do is this. This is an inch dumbbell trainer, right? It's a replica. I have a lot of these in my garage, and I've got 6 more coming. In case people are curious, the women at the contest will use the 78-inch replicas. They're going to walk 30 feet. We're going to slide them to hundreds. Some of them will get a distance with that, and then we're going to use the 110s. So I'll have 78s, 100s, 110s, 120s, 137s, 154s. I have an odd man out of 167, then we'll have the real inches. Here's what makes this dumbbell difficult. Could I maybe even? I bet I could. I could probably even drop this down a bit more. Let me try. Yeah, man, we'll catch you later. Thanks, bud. Hopefully tomorrow, Jansen. You always have great comments. It's a super thick dumbbell, the handle. This is about 2.5 inches, right? So where most people, you just pick up a dumbbell and the grip isn't the limiting factor because dumbbells are usually small. This, I have average size hands. I have wider hands than most, but not very long hands. See how I can't even get that around? I'm not that close, if I'm being honest. That doesn't feel that close. So we're going to do a little bit of work with this tonight. If we were outside, and we're not, we'd mess around with some fun stuff. A transfer. God, should we do that anyways? A transfer is where you pick something up in one hand, and you kind of lift it up higher, and you violently switch. Then you try to switch back. Yes, some people are nervous because they feel like there's unnecessary pulling on certain bicep tendons and ligaments, and they're not wrong about that. But god dang if it isn't fun. The idea, or what I like about that, is the explosion. So you pick it up really hard, and before you let go, you squeeze, you make your thumb squeeze harder, you lift it up, and you catch it in the right hand. Up, and then you go back. I might try one of those. Other than that, I'm going to do a couple sets of timed holds. Next week, when we're doing the same thing, I'll bring in my 120. We're not going to go max out. We're going to do some volume. But whatever numbers I get this week, I'm going to post them on the stream, on the replay, when it's live. And then I'm going to have to beat that with the 120s next week. So there he is. Okay, it's so funny you arrived because Jansen from last night just kind of got out of here. He had to call tonight. You guys were rocking it pretty hard yesterday. Hopefully the office is still treating you well. I've never done these after hard axle holds. So a little curious how it goes. But it's a lighter one, so I'm just going to I'm going to aim for 30 seconds here. So what you're going to see, and I'll chalk up and I'll go right into it. And why don't I go left hand first? My left hand is far weaker. If for some reason it doesn't seem like I'm going to get 30 seconds in the left, I'm still going to keep track. Here's what's annoying. I bought this, right? Hey, that's a nice timer that we can all see. Why don't you use that? Why are you still using this thing? Well, that's why. It will go for 5 seconds and it just turns off and it's super lame. Oh my God. Which Captain of Crunch? Oh, that's right. Did you try your grippers yet? Here we go. He's going to tell us what grippers he got. I'm going to pick it up and hold it, left hand. I'm going to go for 30 seconds. But what I want you to notice, and please pay attention to, I'll even zoom down a bit, because we're not going to lock it out. We're just going to hold it off the ground. Watch how I wrap my hand. This is killing your thick bar. This is killing your inch dumbbell if you're not doing this. The tricky part on thick handles is that almost all of us, well, Euless Payne, Grant Thompson, some of our buddies, you can't touch your hand around it. Because you can't, because there's so much open space, the dumbbell wants to roll out. And it's always the thumb's fault, no matter what anybody tells you. So do this anytime you're doing this or a little bighorn. Start with your thumb. Hold the dumbbell in place. You can use a foot. I can use my knees. I'll use my knees tonight. Get your thumb on first and stretch. Stretch the rest of the palm over it. You want to get rid of all the space in between here. You want all this meat in contact with that, right? More friction is better in grip. So we're going to go stretch, and then wherever those other fingers land, hey, they land. We're going to go on the 25-second mark right now. Oh, this is I'm not going to hold this very long. We are shot from that axle. Well, sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go right hand. That was 9 seconds. That is not a real number. For those of you just getting in here, for those of you who have been here a while, you maybe understand. We kind of shot let's not use the word, but kind of shot it doing that thick bar. But honestly, maybe that's not bad. Because what we're measuring again is just against next week. And next week we're still going to do that first, so we'll still have a number to shoot for. And what did we say? How do we grab it? Get your thumb on there first. So wrap it around Wrap it around really well. Get all the space out of the palm. Like that, and then pick it up. Now this is a little better. Not much. Well, at least get 10 seconds. You only get 9 in the other. We picked up on 16. 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, man. Let me make those notes. We're going to organize some more grippers. It's fun, though. Even though we're not holding it long, so we've done all that work, for some reason, it's still super fun. So I'm going to jot that down before I forget. I have a habit of forgetting. So 110 inch hold. Inch holds. Did left first. 9 seconds. We did right. 21 seconds. 21's not bad given everything we've done. So last we left off, we were setting up grippers by strength. This one takes 120 pounds of pressure. Touch the hands together. We've got a guest coming over tomorrow. We're going to make him try all of these. Trainer's 53. That's what my trainer is. Number 1 is 76. Okay, 102 is very normal. I was able to do 1 rep on my right. That's all right, man. I can't wait to see your progress. I bet you're going to rip right through some of those. If I had to bet, well, nobody ever has to bet. I would like to bet that you will. Next up, the bulk of our 2.5s. Again, not all of them, but a fair amount of them. We'll see what he thinks tomorrow. Puts his hands on these. So this one's 117 pounds. Then I go to 121. So that's another thing that's kind of lame. I've got this. We just showed it. This one takes 121 pounds of pressure. Touch the handles together, right? The unfortunate thing is the one right before, it's only 121. So I have a 4-pound strength gap. I'm not in love with that. This one's 122. I don't have a 123. Maybe one day. I do have a 124. I think it's really cool that you got some of those grippers, man. I actually think that's super cool. I'm glad you told us. And I'm glad that Canon rated them. So did you buy them new from Canon? Or did you already have them laying around and you just did their, which is a great program, the rate and return. Here we go, 126, 127. We're going to do another set of dumbbell holds in 1 second. Let's put this one here. So it's a super sharp gripper, right? Literally the knurling is sharp. This gripper is not going to slip in your hand. Here's something a lot of people don't know. The GHPs, this happens to be the GHP 6 first generation. They have markings, 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 lines, right? You can see the lines. That means, and I like this, that's the side your fingers go on. You put them in between there. Although most of us that compete, we put our pinky halfway off. But this single side is the thumb side. This is true. This side, and look all day long, you'll never notice it. This side is fractionally, and I mean fractionally thicker. A quick demonstration. I found this out because I rate grippers all the time on my channel. I think it's super fun to rate them. I put them in a machine, got the cool machine from Italy, tells me how strong they are. So notice this. This is the handle for the fingers. Fits on, not by much though, right? Here's the handle, goes in the palm. Doesn't fit at all. That's not an accident. Wade Gillingham did that, and I kind of like it. Well, I do like it. He wanted a little bit thicker so that you get a little bit more bite. Be a little easier to anchor into your hand. So that's why he did it. Good on Wade. Hope I see Wade again sometime soon. I haven't seen him in a while. 127. I don't think we're going to... Let me just grab 1 or 2 more. We won't go much harder than that. I don't think the chances of him coming here and smashing all of my number 3s are very slim. I'm going to say it. That's not going to happen. I mean, he might get some. I hope he gets some. 130. Got the very controversial 131. Those who were on Saturday. And looks like, my I wish all you guys were here. I wish all you guys were here so you could squeeze these grippers and let me know what you think. This is an all steel one. Super heavy in your hand. I love it. It's an old beef builder. I need to oil the spring. Actually, what I'll probably do, I don't know if Matt's on here now. Matt Cannon, who runs Cannon Power Works. I'm picking up a dynamometer, I forget how you say it. Picking it up Tuesday. And maybe I'll just bring him a handful of grippers that he can rate. Because he also oils and maintains them really well, which I super appreciate. Let's do another set. We rested pretty good. Nice. New from Cannon. Very good. When you buy grippers from Cannon, he uses his device. He puts a minimum, and he usually only does, but a minimum of 30, no more, to season the gripper. So you see what the final strength is. Most of us know that these springs, the first couple times you close them, they get a little easier, a little lighter. And then he oiled the spring for you. So here's the hand. We're chalked up. We only got 9 seconds. Super disappointed. Yeah, we did a lot of axle work before, but we're always hoping on such a light dumbbell to do more than that. Having said that, we're going to pick it up the same way. Remember, we want all of this in contact with the dumbbell. All of it. So we get our thumb on first because it's the weak part of this. We stretch our fingers across. We pray like hell. Once they're on there, they're going to hold for more than 9 seconds. And we're going to pick this up at 40. I think I got it. All right, 11 seconds. That's only 2 better. I get it. That's not crazy, but honestly, we're going to take that. So I'll make that note as 11 seconds. Lovely. Go right into the right hand. Get a little re-chalk. When you chalk, always think about the movement you're doing. So for example, if I was doing heavy deadlifts and I was going to use straps, I'd throw chalk on the back of my hand because I'd be sweaty as hell and I don't want the strap to slide. We don't need to do that. You're doing grippers, I go heavy right here because that's where I put the gripper in my hand, right? I don't want it to slide. Look at this. You can tell where most of the pressure was. We've removed chalk from here. We've lost chalk here, here, and a little bit there. Well, that makes sense. So that's the area I'll re-chalk. There's a cheat code. I might buy more later, but probably from a Canadian store because I had to pay a lot in Trump import. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Some stuff's wild right now, these imports. I get it, dude. I get it for sure. Last time we got 21 seconds. I was actually pretty surprised I got 21 once we saw how my left did. The other thing I focus on, I'm going to pick it up. Once it starts getting difficult, I focus on trying to cock my wrist. I'm not strong enough to actually cock it, but trying to, I feel, prevents it from falling out just a little bit more. So, get the thumb on first. Where's that? There's a nice groove on. So I'll just go here. Stretch the rest of the fingers around after. We'll pick it up on the 40, just like the other hand. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're coming up on 10. 21 seems tough now, maybe. Come on, we got it. Oh, we don't got it. 20. We lost a second, boys and girls. We tried. We fought for it. We lost a second. Hey, you can't win them all. Organize a few more of these precious gems over here. Well, I think it's cool you invested in some grippers. Can't wait to see the progress. Had you done you'd done grippers in the past, if I'm not mistaken, right? It just had been a while. These two aren't rated right now. We may get them rated next week with Matt. We may not. We will put this 132 here. We'll put a 135 in the mix. Oh, here's something that's interesting. I think it's interesting. All things grippers are pretty much interesting. 135. 135. However, one of them is a number 3. One's a 2.5. So for a 3, this is super easy for a 3. For a 2.5, do it, show it. For 2.5, that's super easy, but they overlap just a little bit. Let's try this. This is the next test we do. If we know that their closing strength is the same, another factor that might make them harder, easier is the following. How wide they are. And the one on the left is definitely wider. So this 2.5 for the average person, even though it has the same closing strength, is going to be harder because it's a wider gripper. It just starts testing your hand, a quarter of an inch sooner. And yes, that does make a difference. So with that, we'll go like this. We'll leave the crazy number 3 out. I guess it's not even that crazy. Set our steel handled off to the side. Maybe he'll want to warm up with it. Starting at the top. You may not be able to see all the numbers, but you'll get an idea. 53, 60, 64, 66, 73, the 74s, 78, 79, 82, 80, 46. You know what we could do? You know what might make it better? I bet this would actually help. Let me try this, everybody. If I go like this, now let's try it. 85, 88, 95. I know you can count, but so can I. 96, 98, 102, 103, 104. So my number 2s start here with the 95. So there's actually a fair amount of number 2s. It's hard to get stuck in the land of 2s. I've always got one that's just slightly harder. 102. Oh, I do have 103. I misspoke earlier. 104, 5, 6. Pop up here. Here's my biggest gap in land of number 2s. I go 107. GHP's not one. Then I go to 113. And the 2.5, same kind of thing. 116, 117, 21, 22, 24. Nice. Tomorrow we're going to make a video. We may not do it live. We may. I'll be live tomorrow night, just like my regular time, right at 8 o'clock Central. This is half, maybe a little less than half the gripper collection. There's no need to drag them all out. That'd be dramatic. But tomorrow is going to be good. I want to see what my buddy can crush. Appreciate everybody being here tonight. We started out with some of those axle holds. We actually hit new numbers for us. Now, we had a guy on here, Dad Strength Jim. I don't think he's on here now. He's really good. We found out he actually does these, but I've seen his training on Instagram. He's actually really strong. So it's great to have him in here. We went over proper technique on how to chalk and how to grip the bar. We showed some grippers. We even ended with some of this cool stuff. I think it's really cool, inch dumbbells. Hey, if you like this kind of stuff, this basement logic, this hanging out, this chatting, I'd say subscribe to the channel. With the notifications, you'll never miss anything. We're always doing something fun. Once in a while, it's even an eating challenge. But mostly, I just appreciate you being here. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you hung with me, and it helped me. I hope I helped you. Good night.